it like this because I'm dual streaming via YouTube and hot mic, and when that happens, for some reason, when I need to put the slate on, it, it doesn't allow me access to my microphone until I've taken the slate down. So anyway, I hope you can all hear me. I think that's everything there. We're just gonna remove that there and break. We should be with you. Say hello if you can hear me, guys. I'm just checking that I'm okay on hot mic, and I look to be okay on YouTube as far as I'm aware. So if you could just give me a confirmation that I am live, and then I can say an actual hello to you all properly. Let's have a look here. There. Just getting all my screens set up so I can see all the chats in front of me. Well, hello, welcome to you all. Welcome all Scarlet fans and whoever, Glasgow fans and whoever else is tuned in. It's nice to see you on this lovely day. Yeah, we've had a bit of a week to get over what was... how do we explain that performance last week? I mean, we were cruising to victory without playing well. Then we stopped even not playing well. We just stopped playing. If any of you were watching my stream last week, once that red card happened for Munster, I said straight away, I'm not trying to pretend that I had some sort of intuition, but I did. I said at the time, you can go back into the other stream and go back to when the Munster player gets sent off. I say straight away, we have got to concentrate now, because it's bad, because the risk is when you have a player sent off on the opposition team and you've already got a lead, that a team will switch off. And we did. We stopped playing altogether, and it was just penalty after penalty. Every time Munster were having a restart, they were getting back into the game. So how do we feel about that? We've had a week to get over it. It is what it is. It's frustrating. I'm sure the players are just as frustrated too. But it is worrying as well. And today is I'm going to say it's make or break already. Not for the season regarding standings. A lot of rugby's to be played. What I'm talking about is how under pressure, how much pressure is going to be put on. To relieve a bit of pressure, we really, really need to get something out of this game. A good performance, at least. I can take a loss. I can take, being beaten, as long as we look like we've got a bit about us. Sorry, I'm just having a few messages through at the same time. Welcome, if it's the first time you're tuning in to me, myself, and this channel, welcome. I hope you stay and enjoy. I'm trying to sort of like make this not just for Scarlet fans, but for anybody who's out there is interested. Ask any questions in the comments, both on you, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on hot mic. Going back to last week, for those who were watching it, there's a few things that struck me, and for all what, and bear in mind now, I'm not going in on Lee Halfpenny here, but for all what Lee Halfpenny brings, he does change the Scarlet way of playing. We don't play the Scarlet way with Lee Halfpenny at fullback, because the Scarlet way is all about... You look at every Scarlet team that's held in high regard amongst Scarlet fans, and we have always had a bit of a starlet, a bit of a player, a footballer, a flair player at fullback. You can go through the teams and you can list the different players, right? Even going back years and years ago. You can go to Ian Jones, you can go Barry Davis, You can go, Garen Evans was a great runner, but he could play fullback and he did a good job at fullback. Played at quite a high level in European rugby and held his own there. Then you move forward. Obviously Barry Davies, and you remember the commentators speaking about our fullbacks. I remember one where Barry Davies scored the sliding try in Franklin's Gardens, and I think it was Stuart Barnes mentioned that every now and again in the Scarlets there are those players that have a little bit of stardust sprinkled on them. And Barry Davies at that time, he had it. He had a bit of X factor. Moving forward, you had Morgan Stoddart, you had Lee Byrne coming through. You know what I mean? And right up until present day, then you've had Sanjay, Liam Williams. We have always had an attacking fullback, and I just, as brilliant world-class player as Lee Affany is, he doesn't, at fullback, he doesn't fit the Scarlets style. And he takes a lot away from what we try to do on our own ball. I don't know if you agree with me, but it's just the way I feel anyway. And I've had that opinion not just off the back of last week. That opinion's been formed after giving him now, was it 2 or 3 seasons? I think it's 2 now. Where Lee Affany has been gradually being tried to be integrated into the way the Scarlets play and the attack, and it hasn't had the effect where Lee Affany has become this attacking player to match the Scarlets' way of playing. It's more happened that the Scarlets have had to adapt the way they attack to compensate for Lee Affany. He moved here to improve his attacking game because he openly admitted himself that it needed improving. I think the Toulon experience, whilst it was a great experience in some ways, I think it did nullify his game a little bit. He's still got all quality when it comes to doing the right things and being a pro and being someone that the younger players can look up to. He's got it all. But if you look back, some of the best Scarlet rugby games of late from this group of players, because people are saying this is all coming about. I don't think we'd be having this conversation if Liam Williams was fit or /playing or whatever's happening with Liam Williams. I don't think we'd be having this conversation at all anyway. But it is, looking back, everybody remembers some great games under Pivac and that run we had where we were playing some sensational rugby. Two of the games that stand out for me were against Toulon at home and Bath away. Now, those particular games, we had Dan Jones at outside half and Patchell at full back. So it says it all. And Patchell is he can play full back. He maybe not the best full back we've got, but he's a running full back. He is an attacking full back. He reads the game in an attacking sense with the ball in hand. Lee Affany doesn't. He'll take the safe option. He'll take it to ground, or he'll do the right thing, but he doesn't unlock a defence. He doesn't commit the defence and give a pass and put people into space. These are the things that all the other fullbacks we've had were able to do. And whether he can or he can't do it, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying he's not. But so anyway, that's me. That's taking the fullback role. Don't get me wrong. That was nowhere near the reason why we lost that game. We lost that game in a multitude of other reasons. So I want to know, what do you think, guys? Where do you guys think we lost that last week? I mean, I think it was more rather than blaming individual players. And I know I've just mentioned that Lee Affany thing. I'm not blaming him for any defeats or bad play or nothing like that. I'm just saying my thoughts on that. I think we need to make an adjustment there. I don't think it's the right way to go, but that's not a reason for why we're losing or anything like that. It is concentration levels. What's weird is the most frustrating thing I've had lately, watching the Scarlets over numerous years, has been every time we've got a weakness in our squad or our team or play or and things that teams target against us because we've got that weak spot, it takes us such a long time to sort it, to fill it, and as soon as we do, the things we were good at then, they fall apart. And we never seem to be able to get like a level playing field, an even keel all over the park, all over. Like, for instance, under Nigel Davis, we had sensational backs. We were scoring tries for fun, but we had an extremely young, light, weak pack. And it was targeted every game, and sides would just score, on average, about 25, 30 points a game for us. But the games we would win, it was because we could score more. And that's all we needed to do, is sort the defence out and sort the pack out to compete. And we should have been, like, really a lot better than what we were, right? And challenging. For years, we didn't sort it. For years, we didn't sort tight head prop. And then Samson Lee comes along, and congratulations today for him gaining his 150th cap for the Scarlets. We sorted that position out, and then it was number 8. And then it took us years to sort the number 8 problem out. And then suddenly it was number 10. And it's just like, it takes us so long to sort the problem out. By the time we sort it, there's just another hole in the squad. And it is frustrating. I've got a comment here. Our defence is looking poor. As soon as the ball goes wide, our forwards are good enough to deal with a team like Munster, just smashing it up the middle. But the second they went wide, we crumbled. Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm sorry, user unknown is your name. Is that your official name? Or have you got a nickname we can call you? Thanks for that comment. I'm grateful for that, and I totally agree. You're bringing me into one of my next points here about that game last week. Basically, there was periods in that game where our pack were on top. We were dominating. There was a scrum. Munster had a scrum at one point in the game, and we drove them off it and won it against the head. And I think we won the penalty, but then we kicked the penalty and lost the line out. Or knocked it on, or we were just, and that's where it was being lost, the concentration levels. And as you said, the second we were trying to then use that ball we had to create something behind, it was going astray. And so there's question marks over the one thing the Scarlets have always had and done in their sleep is play expansive rugby. Our academy players coming through into the first team, they intrinsically know what to do with the ball in any pressure situation. And I don't mean, and it's never the safe option, it's always the expansive option. They're always looking to play. That's why we're Scarlet fans. That's why we follow this rugby team. It's not for the trophies they've won or the success. We follow this side because of the style it plays with. Now, I'm going to throw this out here, and I'll ask, I'll put this out here to you guys. You've got to look. I was watching the Ospreys Ulster game last night. I actually made a thumbnail, and I was going to stream it, but I stopped last minute. I thought, you know what, no, right now I'm only new to the streaming, and I'm just going to concentrate on Scarlets games for now. But I will be looking to stream other games if there's interest out there. But I watched it. I thought, no, I'll just watch it instead anyway. And I couldn't help but feel, you were watching, what's the fullback? Stockdale, yeah? And he was tearing the Ospreys apart. Now, bear in mind, the Ospreys are looking much improved lately. They've gone to Edinburgh, and they're in the rain, and I wouldn't say they outplayed them because I wouldn't see the highlights, but they were ruthless against Edinburgh. They cut them apart on a number of occasions. Now, you saw them against Ulster, and they were blunted. And you see the defence, you see the... sorry, I just got distracted because I saw a message come from T West here. Mate, you should stream all the Welsh Pro 14 games. Be class. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that feedback. And I am going to, I think I will do. It's just I didn't want to run before I could walk. I want to get my routine going of doing the Scarlets games. But if there's, what you want to do is follow me on Twitter on as ScarletPimp72. Follow me on there, drop me a message. And if there's interest in watching a particular game, I'll set it up and we can all watch it together. Because this is, during this world that we're living in at the moment, we can't go to pubs, so much. We can't go to the games. So that's why I thought, well, let's just put a stream out there where people can come and just have a chat and share their thoughts on the game. One thing I will say, and it's a little pet hate of mine, when we're watching domestic rugby, be it the Scarlets, Blues, Ospreys, or Dragons or whatever, I'd like to limit, I don't mind talking about Wales, but I'd like to limit chat about Wales and selection and stuff like that, because it's like, it's saturated in the media. International rugby is saturated, it's everywhere, and domestic rugby, pro rugby, doesn't get enough exposure or a platform for fans to chat about with their club rivalries and things like this, and that's why one of the reasons I'm doing this. So I don't mind talking about Wales, but I don't want it to be the normal. I was having a couple last week, and I don't mind people asking it now and again, but it was like as soon as I came on, people were saying, who do you think for the Lions? Who do you think for the Wales? And I'm like, I couldn't give a crap, boys. I couldn't, I'll think about that at the time. Right now, there's a Scarlets game on, and that's what I'm concerned with. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot, what's it? I'm forgetting his name now. Our ex-coach is, our ex-forwards coach is the coach of Glasgow, isn't he? All right. Well, that spices things up a bit, doesn't it? Because he was one of the ones that had a big impact and a big, how can I say, influence then over players like Samson Lee and Ken and Rob Evans and people like that. T. Westy says, couldn't agree more. Regional rugby gets given a back seat a lot of the time. Exactly. It does get given a back seat, but even when it does get the front seat, I bet you any money now, right? I've got the sound turned off, but I bet you any money, right? This interview I'm watching, where they're watching Wilson but they got the three guys there. I think, is it Shane is there? I don't know, I haven't seen who's there, but there's three of them there chatting about the game, right? I will bet you anything, whatever's in my pocket, right? Oh, it's Sean Hawley. I bet you anything in my pocket, right? They shoehorn Wales into this conversation. If there's a foreign player, I bet you they'll say, is he eligible for Wales? And it's like, who cares? Nobody cares. This isn't the Wales game. Anyway, I'm not going to go ranting about that. We're not far, we're getting closer to the kickoff now, and I've made my prediction up the top. I don't know if you can see it, guys, but I've gone for a prediction of Glasgow 25, Scarlets 21. I just think I'm not expecting a victory here, but I would like to see. I mean, let's be honest, boys. We haven't scored a try for 2 games, right? You can't count the friendly against the Ospreys, okay? To be honest, in the last 2 competitive games, Toulon and Munster, we have not scored a try. That's unheard of for Scarlets. That's like being nilled, right? That is like failing to score a point. In my eyes, as a Scarlet fan, right? That is like failing to score a point. If I've been to a Scarlets game, that's what gets us by, that we've never totally lost the plot when it comes to Scarlets maybe not winning stuff for a while, because we've always been entertained, we've always had great tries to watch and been enthused by it, and they're a magical side to watch, the Scarlets. They attract supporters from far and wide, way further than Llanelli, and there's a reason for that. And they call it Scarlet Fever, right? There is a reason for it. There's not you see other sides, and they haven't got half the sort of ethos to be able to tap into that we've got. And we tend to we just tend to sometimes take it for granted. We don't utilise it enough. But anyway, that's another conversation. I will be doing some sort of recorded vlogs. I'm probably going to do them off the back of the motorbike. If the weather's nice today, but I was doing this, so otherwise I would have gone out on the bike and recorded something. It's raining tomorrow, so I won't be able to do it tomorrow. But I think the rest of the week is good, so maybe Tuesday I'll get out on the bike and record something and upload it to YouTube. And see, it'll be probably a reaction to this game. So again, thank you TOSD. You've put in some lovely, lots of comments in here to help me bounce off them. Let's have a look here. SP, what you talk about is a problem with Welsh rugby as such, that people are rightly keen on the national game but don't really follow the regional. Yeah, exactly. Don't really follow the regional or club game. Without club and regional rugby, there would be no national team. Exactly. There is a particular person you can pinpoint the blame here. He started this culture, and that was Roger Lewis. When he was in charge, I mean, he oversaw the setting up. I mean, I think that's why a lot of Welsh rugby fans, they don't like the Pro 14, because the Welsh sides were just dumped in here, right? The Welsh sides didn't really have a say in it. It was David Moffat and then Roger Lewis, isn't it? Yeah, they've created this mishmash and just left it all to get on with it, but they've left it to... If it had been centrally contracted and the WIU were showing some concern and funding behind it, fair enough. But this, they don't give... People are under a misconception. The WIU fund this game, fund the regions, and they don't. The regions rely... Well, 3 of them do anyway. The regions rely on private business money, propping them up. The money that the WIU do give is in exchange for the extra slice of meat that they're allowed to take out of our players' contracts compared to other clubs that feed their national team. Wales always gets their players longer than any other national team, and that's what they're paying for. And they don't even pay top dollar for it. They don't pay as much as what the other international sides do, as far as I'm aware anyway. I'm open to be proved wrong on that one, but yeah, it is a bit of a pain. But what can you do? What can you do? Anyway, look. Let's get back to looking forward to this game. One thing I've been shouting from the rooftops. Obviously, congratulations to Samson Lee, but also congratulations to all of the boys who have made the Welsh squad. I know I'm contradicting myself here, but this is from an internal point of view. Now, I'm not going on about Wales. I'm just going on about internally. I'd like to congratulate the boys within the Scarlets squad that have made the Welsh squad. And I've got big hopes. I know I shouldn't maybe say this, but I've said it for a while, and I want to stick with it so that people can see. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with what I'm saying. I just have this gut feeling about Kieran Hardy. The feeling I've got about Kieran Hardy when I watch him play is the same feeling I had when I first watched George North and I first watched John Davis playing when they were like 18, 19. I think this kid has got the potential to get on that Lions plane. Never mind the Wales game. And bear in mind, he's got some quality ahead of him. He's got Cowder. He's got Rhys Webb, played very, very well against Edinburgh the other night. Not such a great game then last night against Ulster. But Kieran Hardy has got the tools. It might be a bit soon for him, but the way he is improving, I think it's doable for him, and it should certainly be a goal of his, not just to get some game time with Wales. He's got the potential to make that 9 jersey his own for Wales, and from that, if he's made it for Wales, I would hazard a guess that he would be an outside chance to get on the plane at least for the Lions. I don't know what you think about that, guys. But yeah, that's just the feeling I've got about him. One other thing I'm gonna mention here, because I was watching a bit of the highlights there. Blade Thompson and no Kazim. What's happened to Kazim? Because he's not being included even on the bench. I don't know. I know it's very unprofessional of me, but I haven't even seen the full team here today. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see if we can get. I need to get better at doing searches while I'm streaming on the internet, which I'm doing now. So, right, I don't want to listen to that. Let's have a look here. That's it. Right, so Scarlets, it's Lee Halfpenny at fullback. The wings are Steph Evans and Tommy Rogers. Centres, Jonathan Davis and Johnny Williams. That's I like the look of that. I'm excited about that. Cowdo at 9, Dan Jones at 10. The pack in the front row is Wyn Jones, Ryan Elias and Samson Diaz. A big call there with Ryan Elias coming in for Ken. Locks, second row is Jake Ball and Sam Lucy. And in the back row of Blade Thompson once again, Josh McLeod and Sione Calamafoni. The bench, Ken on the bench with Phil Price and Yavan Sebastian. Lewis Rawlins, James Davis, Kieran Hardy, Rich Patchell and Stefan Hughes. So that's a strong bench we've got, to be honest. If anything, though, there's no ball carrier in the back row to come on. And, I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't know what's happened to Kasim, whether he's not fit or what. It's interesting. I haven't been following Glasgow's first team for a while, but there's quite a strong bench there's a lot of well-known names on the Glasgow bench also. So they look fully loaded. But Matawalu is on the bench. Peter Horn, George Horn, Fazaro, Richie Gray. Darcy Ray and Aki Sielui, and Josh Turner as well. So there's a lot of well-known names in the Glasgow side, but I don't know. We're capable of beating it, but it's in our hands. It's in our hands how we play. I think our defence certain times. The way it was interesting. It was from kick chasers we left ourselves exposed when Steph Evs chased for Munster's first try. He chased up and then he chased in, and as soon as he chased in, Munster spotted it straight away, and the ball was out the back, and they switched it back right to where he'd run from, and they were running at front rowers then. And interestingly, Lee Halfpenny wasn't even there making a last tackle, which he was the fullback. Where was he? He was missing for that try. I'm not blaming just Lee Halfpenny. It was a collective where you got Steph Evs making the first chase. He's got front rowers behind him, and he decides to cut infield and leave that space open for Munster to switch it and run our exposed front row defence. Then once they're beaten, Lee Halfpenny doesn't even get near enough to make a last-ditch tackle until the ball is over the line. There's a lot of, you could ask questions of all those facets of that play in defence, why those things were happening. Concentration, lack of organisation, poor coaching, I don't know. But this is what I was going to mention earlier. When I was talking about the Ospreys-Ulster game. Now, I don't know. Perhaps I'm out of the loop and he's moved on. I don't know. But the last time I looked, Dwayne Peel was a backs coach at Ulster. Now, if you look at the way Ulster play, I mean, there's got to be something. You've got to look for the future here. And it's like, I'm sort of looking one eye over. Why is he there performing like that? I was happy with him to go, first of all, for him to cut his teeth. But surely now we need to be looking at Dwayne Peel and saying, right, okay, you're showing good form here. This is your team. You've been away for long enough now. And there's an opportunity at Scarlets, surely, for Dwayne Peel. I mean, we've allowed Stephen Jones to come as an assistant. I think it would be very good business to maybe take a look at how long Dwayne Peel has got on his contract at Ulster and look to the future. And I would certainly want to see him maybe brought in. There's nobody else really putting their hands up, and it's not like because I'm all for bringing somebody in from like New Zealand and stuff like that. But I don't know. we ended up with Brad Moore and Pivac. It's just that's all we're doing is creating coaches ready for national squads that want to cherry pick them, and we're not getting anywhere ourselves. We're not building something and keeping the momentum going. We're always falling off. So it frustrates. But anyway, right, we're going to turn the volume up on this now and get the screen going. So we're not far off, but a minute to go to the kickoff. So I want to hear your predictions. I've given mine, which was 25-21, I think I said. Yeah, 25-21 I said to Glasgow. One thing will benefit us, because even though it's quite a small ground, this crowd in Glasgow, and they got a racetrack around it, but they're notoriously loud and very one-eyed in Glasgow, and they do tend to affect referees' decisions in Glasgow and places like Ulster and like that. And now that there's no crowds, I wonder, does that help us a little bit in that we'll get a bit more from the ref? It certainly helped Munster on certain occasions. Even though they gave a lot of penalties away, they also did get quite a bit out of that ref towards the end. And there was no crowd there then to affect, you know what I mean? When a ref gives an opposition penalty in the last 10 minutes of a game when the scores are tight, there's uproar from the crowd, isn't there? There's boos from the crowd who don't agree with it, whatever. And that does play, like it or not, that does affect a referee's decision. No, not a referee's, but just his, the way he's looking at the game. He is feeling it. He's feeling that ambience. He's feeling that sort of like unrest then in a crowd. And whether he would ever admit it or not, it does affect him. It affects players and it affects officials. Certainly. TUSD's gone. No, I like you, TUSD. Glasgow 15, Scarlets 21. I'll live with that. I'll be very, very happy with that. But I want a good performance and I want some tries. And I want to see our attack looking a lot better and sharper. So, boys are on the pitch. Samson's bleeding already and the ball's not even in play yet. So here come Glasgow onto the pitch. Well, before we do kick off, I'm just going to ask, obviously, if you could drop, if you want to sub or follow. Also, follow me on Hot Mic. I am streaming live on Hot Mic as well for you guys on YouTube. There's a link, should be a link on my channel. If you type in Scarlet Pimp 72, that's the code that you'll need when you download Hot Mic and follow me on there. Because there's a lot of exciting things going to be happening on Hot Mic in the near future. I do also stream Liverpool games, but I'll stream most things. I wouldn't mind streaming some MotoGP maybe, but I just want to keep it at the Scarlets for now. So kick off, and Dan Jones goes quite long, deep, a voluntary tackle there. So good kick off. We need to make it difficult here for Glasgow to exit, yeah. They take their time. Looks like they're getting ready for a pass back to the 10 maybe, or a box kick. It's going to be a box kick. Straight out, is it? Yep, straight out. That's a good little passage. That's a good little karma. That's interesting from Glasgow there that they didn't look to maybe put a teaser up and get into us from the outset, which you tend to see from Glasgow when they've got the crowd there. They like to start fast and get at you. It's one of those grounds where, you know what I mean, first 20, you've got to calm things down. So it's interesting that Glasgow chose to just get the ball off the park there. Oh, and that's a poor line out. Oh, and we're lucky to get away with that knock on there. I thought it was tapped. It's tapped back by Scarlets. That goes forward off Wyn Jones. So we're lucky to get a scrum out of that, to be honest. And then ask me, guys. I'm honest, right? I'm not a one-eyed Scarlet fan. I will be honest when it comes to. I'll say what I see. So let's have a look at this scrum then. Samson Lee packing down here. Come on, let's get into these. Good shove. Good shove. That's it. Go on, Johnny. Oh, he's tackled well there. Fair play. That's a very good tackle by the outside half from Glasgow. Sione on a charge. Well done, Josh McLeod. Get with them. We're going to watch. We're going to protect this ball. The players getting isolated already. Johnny Williams is doing this every time. He's going into contact. And early on, I agree with it. But against Toulon, the pass was on to give, and he was reluctant to give it, and he kept getting isolated. He gave like about 4 or 5 penalties away in that. And there you go. We're doing it again. It's shocking. And we've been guilty of this all season, where we're not creating enough doubt in defenders' minds, and they're waiting for us, and players are getting isolated every time. This is a theme, and it's a problem, and I don't blame the coaches here. I'm blaming the way they're being coached. This is poor. It's continually being poor. There's once again there plenty of good ball, and we are clueless. You know, these are basics. So Glasgow it's turned into a Glasgow line-out. It's good position for Glasgow here, but we've done well to hold up this maul. And Glasgow keeping it in there. And we're going to watch these. This is, the way Glasgow playing there now. The offload. Before the contact comes, the offload. That's what Ulster did. That's what Bristol Bears are doing to the Dragons. He's crawling there. And he's holding on. Excellent play, Josh McLeod. Well done, son. Top turnover king. He's the new James Davis, boys. He's the new Cubby. I mean, you've got to feel for Cubby. Can you see him getting back in his team? As a first choice player. Excellent cover at 7 we've got. Like, with both of these players in that position. If we could get that depth. I mean, when you look at Dan Jones... Is it Dan Jones? Not Dan Jones. I can't... What's the other flanker? Youngster. But he is outstanding prospect as well. So, line-out needs to be a lot better here now. It was a bit scruffy on the last ball. Bit overcomplicated. Loose tap down, but it's tidied up. Sione drives on. Nice variation. Oh, unlucky, boys. Unlucky. That's better. But now that brings me on to one of my other pet hates here with our tactics so far this season. And we'll see when Steph Evans gets the ball in his hands, right? In that... sorry, I'm just looking through a few details here on something else that's distracted me. Right, that kick was a good kick, and it was a good chase. There was a flat, even, no dog legs. It was a good chase, and we pressurised the situation. Now, the kick that we keep doing in the games prior to this was this little grubber diagonally through when the ball is in Steph Ev's hands. Oh, free kick to Glasgow on a scrum. But... this diagonal grubber that is being put through from Steph Evans or whoever, once the ball's out wide and we're attacking, especially when we're in the final third, it drives me mental. It's okay as sort of now and again a bit of a variation, but against Munster, every time we got into that situation, we kicked it grubber through, and it didn't work the first 2 or 3 times, and we continued to try it. They were reading it every time. And the thing is, it's been to the detriment then of they can't get back to playing basic rugby. And there was one time where Steph Evans did take it in and recycled the ball, and we had them in all sorts of problems. Munster now I'm talking about, obviously last week. So Lee Halfpenny, counter-attacking. Good, beaten one. Sets the ball up. That's better. Lovely offload out the tackle from Tommy Rogers, showing him how to do it. Go on, Jake Ball. Get up there, son. Clear him out. He's a tackler. Get him out there. Come on, ref. I thought we were big on this. Tackler not rolling away. Lovely half break by Cowder. We're playing very well. Tommy Rogers, oh, unlucky he's knocked it forward. Tommy Rogers coming in off his wing there. He's looking really lively, Tommy Rogers, isn't he? I like this kid. User Unknown says, anyone else see shades of Pocock in McLeod? Actually, you're wrong there. I can see shades of McLeod in Pocock. No, I mean, it's a bit early to say. You'd have to have a look. There is, I think, Pocock is a bit more thick-set and a bit more powerful on the ground, and in the tackle. But he's certainly some player, isn't he, McLeod? I think to be keeping someone like James Davis on the bench, you've got to have something about you. I know James Davis is maybe coming, he's coming back from a long injury, but yeah, so sorry, I've missed a few. If that backline can't get something doing, then there's some problems with the coaching. I agree with you, username user unknown. This is where you've got to look at it. And is it Flanagan? Oh, this could be a turn against the head. He's got it, Cowder. Can he get through? Oh, McLeod gathers the ball up. It's gone backwards. The ball's still there. Go on, Steph. I'm glad he didn't try the grubber. Come on, Scarlets, get into these now. Oh, is it a turnover? We still got it. Oh, no, he's giving the penalty away. Unlucky. It's better signs, though. Now, what I'm worried about, though, is obviously that this is similar to what we were doing against Munster, though, in that we were dominating the play. We were going forward. We were getting down into good areas. But they're not really creating anything out of it and threatening the line. We're waiting maybe for a penalty to come and kick it, and building leads. Now, we've never done that as a side, and there's been times in games where we should have. I agree, right? And that is the change I think Glenn Delaney and his coaching staff are maybe trying to implement into the Scarlets to be a bit more pragmatic. I can't say it. Be a bit more boring. And to be a bit more conservative then at certain times. And I'm all for playing. I like the Scarlets to play cup rugby. I don't like that we throw it for around from everywhere. There's a time and a place, right? Munster proved that last week. They didn't play much rugby, but when it was on and when they were in a good position, they burst into life and punished us, But it's an encouraging first 10 minutes. We're certainly not overawed here. We're up for this game by the looks of it. We've made quite easy work of dealing with Glasgow. They haven't really caused us too many problems anywhere really in the park, but yeah, listen to Sean Hawley say about the crowd in Glasgow. It's a big loss to Glasgow, but there's a knock on there. Penalty coming to Glasgow though for Ryan Elias with the side entry. So, I think we're doing all right here. But it's concentration, isn't it? Um, but the worst things that have happened to us in the last few games have been when we're ahead. That's the problem. That's been the problem for the Scarlets, is when we've been ahead and in control of a game, we suddenly start our kicking game becomes a kicking game that's offering a 50-50% chance of winning the ball back, when it needs to be, when you're in control of a game and you're up, you've got the luxury of then, you've got the luxury of putting the ball off the park and making the opposition have to play from deep. And we don't seem to get that once we built the lead. So Glasgow with a bit of an attacking position here. Oh, good play. Wyn Jones, is it? Was over the ball, or was it Samson? And that was excellent play. So who's this? Samson Lee with the tackle and Wyn Jones with the rip. Fair play. Good disrupting there. And that makes, that's what made, when James Davis, Cubby, was in form under Wayne Pivac, one of the reasons was he had 2 or 3 other jacklers that were a threat elsewhere in the team, in the defence. Also, he had someone like Shingler who could make sure a player was tackled in a certain way that left them exposed to Jackal. Shingler's brilliant at that, right? As one of the best things in Shingler's game was it wasn't just that he tackled well in regard driving a player back. It was the way he positioned a tackled player to allow James Davis, Barkley, Scott Williams, John Davis and Tagburn to be able to jackal those players. So the players are always being, feeling threatened with that turnover. And that was a good demonstration of it there, with the 2 front rowers working well. I mean, if you can do that from your props, you've got a good sort of threat there in defence. So we need a good scrum and a good exit here. I'd like us to try a little move here. Is enough, a scrum's in the middle of the park. Say, go, that's it. Oh, no, come on, that's not... it's twice now. The number 10 has tackled our number 8 and stopped him in his tracks, and he had a run on him and all. He should be going straight over him. Good kick. Tackle. Tommy Rogers is having a very good game so far. Well played, Scarlets. They seem to know when to stay out as well. Tommy Rogers in there. Oh, he almost got a jackal there. Holding on again? No? Holding on? Oh, McLeod looked as if he was having that. But it's good play from him in that once the ref was saying he didn't have it, he's made sure he didn't give any penalty away. And that's interesting there. We've made Glasgow after... Knock on. Good play, Scarlets. We're being very difficult to play against you. I want to see Tommy Rogers get the ball in hand here and see what he can do. I'm really excited about this kid. So scrum down. Scarlets ball. "15 minutes gone nearly and still 0-0. Oh, there you go. Tommy Rogers taking in first receiver. That's what I like to see. A bit of it, bit of inventiveness, something different. Bit long with the chase here though. He's holding on there. Jake Ball, he put his hands on the floor, you could see it. Poor. Yeah, his elbows or his hands are on the floor. There's certain players, they need to know, like, there's no need to risk it. There's no need to go for it every time. You've made the tackle. He hasn't made too much ground. Look like, is it? Johnny Williams, yeah, got a bang on the arm. Is he okay? That's an annoying penalty to give there, because really Glasgow had no ideas. They kicked the ball away again. We could have just left them have the ball there. Short, line out. Did that go 5? Good tackle. Well done, Dan Jones. Good tackle, Dan Jones on the hooker here. Well done. Well read. He read that perfect. Could have chickened out there. Could have gone in on the easier man to tackle. And if that pass had gone, then the hooker was down the line. Oh, outside arm. What's it? Is the outside arm still an offence? The rules change so much in rugby. But he used his outside arm there to tap that back and used leverage with his other arm on the opposition player. Ref didn't spot it though. Either that or it's not a rule anymore. I don't know, someone tell me. Oh, quick line out. We almost read it. But they've lost a lot of ground here now, Glasgow, from doing something. And this is interesting. We've got to look into the mindset of Glasgow here. They don't seem to be wanting to just do the basics and take us on. And that's held up. Oh, tackle. Oh, shocking. But they don't seem to be wanting to take us on. They're looking to lose a bit of ground to do something fancy. And they're playing rugby in a retreat. So we don't need to panic here. We don't even need to go for every jackal. We just need to go through this. Glasgow don't look like they got much about them. Oh, come on, ref. It was, though. I think it was. He hasn't gripped his legs as he in no arms tackle. But he's got the penalty coming. So just play this through now. There's too many penalties being given away here, and we don't need to give them. There's no need for it, It's silly mistakes. And we're just allowing Glasgow, well, it's interesting they're going to go for a kick a goal. Glasgow to take the lead. Oh, doesn't look good at all. Short and wide. There's a mother-in-law joke in there somewhere. Short and wide. Anyway. Long kick out. Oh, he's missed it. Dodgy bounce. Another dodgy bounce. Ooh. Glasgow looking to kick long in return. So what's Lee Appin going to do? He's going to kick it. He's going to dink it. Straight down the throat of Ali Price. Long kick back downfield. I thought we'd done away with ping pong. Oh, lovely. Oh, Tom Rogers done well to just hold his ground there and recycle without giving anything away. Oh, Samson Lee out of half. Oh, and he's won a penalty as well. Oh. It's like watching Phil Bennett then. Samson at 10. See his face when he actually, I think he putting his arms up like that, as if like, I just pretend I'm going to receive the ball's going behind me in a second wave of attack. That's a good kick. Right, come on now, Scarlets. Enough messing about now. They got, there's 5. There's too many men in there. Glasgow had too many men then. The ref called 5, and they had 6. Well done, Steph. Poor boys. It just looks all a little bit panicked. There's one thing I notice about other teams, right? Other teams, when they run at us, they look hard to put down. And they always keep their feet, break a tackle, and make an extra couple of yards, and we have to put them down. And when players do that against us, we shouldn't be looking to put them down. We should be looking to hold them up. When we attack, we are very, very easily held up. Yet, we don't look to be able to punch through and break a tackle either. It doesn't look like it's something we work on as a team. There's a penalty here in the scrum here. It looked like it was Wyn Jones there, went straight down. Looked like he'd been out there. Looked a bit of hinging maybe. He's hinged that. Glasgow tight there. He's just folded like a deck chair. Come on, ref. Take a look at what's happening in front of you and give your head the wobble. Shocking. Oh, that's not straight, ref. Well played, Scarlets. Nothing stupid now, because they've lost ground. There's a knock on. I mean, every game you go through, in every phase you look at, you could probably pick out 2 or 3 penalties if you look hard enough. Box kick again. Oh, Tommy Rogers taken out there. And they got men outside, but they're a bit of a juggle. And that's holding on. That's got to be holding on. Yes, every time, ref. Well done. I tell you what, we were lucky there, though, that player couldn't take that ball cleanly and he juggled with it. Because if you look here, there's a man outside and there was men outside as well. But in fairness, I think we would have got back. We have men to get back, but there was an opening. Great tackle. It was that Johnny Williams. Great tackle by Johnny Williams. And that's John Davis, the extra jackler. And another lovely kick. So now we've got, this is the thing, we're getting into these positions and we're making nothing of it. Now, granted, neither are Glasgow, but we want to be better. You know what I mean? We should have aspirations to be better than what Glasgow are showing, if we have any ambition to win this game. Oh, shocking, boys. Shocking line out. And another wasted chance. At least we'll have another chance at the line out. And we've just, collectively, we've lost about 10-20 metres. But that's poor, boys. I mean, we've got two good line-out options there. Yeah, Sam Lucy and Blade Thompson. Good driving more, boys. Oh, it took a long time to wind that pass up. Shocking. It's just a catalogue of errors at the moment, boys. This is not good, is it? But we're at least we're in the game here a bit compared to how it could be. We look solid. It's just the things that you'd expect the Scarlets to do in their sleep, we're just not doing for some reason, and that is play attractive rugby and open up people in our sleep. 26 minutes gone, boys, and 0-0. But it hasn't been sort of like boring. It's just been, I don't know, it's been quite a bit about it. But we need to get some phases. I think, these rules that have come in with the jackal and stuff like that, you're not seeing any phases of play going into like double figures at all here. That's right, and teams are kicking a lot more. Oh, and Halfpenny, was it? Yeah, Halfpenny was way out of position there. And Glasgow look as if they're up in the tempo here, which maybe will play into our hands. That's the sort of game we will want, because we'll just maybe slip into automatic rugby mode then. Steph with a good take. That was a poor kick. What's the penalty against us, is it? Oh, late tackle. This is needless, really. We don't need to panic because we're holding. We need to gain confidence from the way we're dealing with Glasgow attacking us. Even though they upped the tempo there, there's no need for these silly little penalties that we keep giving away. They've clearly recognised there was a bit of space there for that kick with Tommy. He's going for kick or goal again, which is interesting because I think it's into the wind this first half with Glasgow. Looks a better kick. Good kick. Good kick. So, finally we got a score. 3-0 to Glasgow. I've been impressed with this also after the way he's tackled the runners coming straight at him. He's not budged an inch, in fairness to him. And it stopped us getting momentum in our attacks. So, Scarlets, what can they do to reply here now? This is where there's a bit of pressure on, especially if Glasgow get another score. We need to score next year. Stay in this game now. We need to play some rugby. We haven't played anything. It's been really poor. Those line-out taps down are shocking, boys. No, I tell you, it's all the little bits as well. The line-out, right, is being tapped down and it's hitting the floor before Cowdo can catch it. That's absolute. What are they working on in training? What is this? He's tapping a ball down and it's bouncing in front of Cowdo. It's not good, boys. It's asking for someone to come through and take Cowdo there. Because they're gonna see like, oh, next ball on Scarlets throw, they're having scruffy ball, let's pile through on it. Poor. I'll be honest with you, how Kasim isn't in this team. Sioni's been poor so far, to be honest, in these last 2 games. He's not. No, we thought we were getting, and he done a few carries here and there, but all round game, he lacks the rugby, the brain to play. I think that's one of the big factors in the Scarlets drying up in attacking play is that he's not a ball player. We're let off once again. Steph Evs with a long kick and a counter attack. Why are we kicking to their most dangerous runner? Why are we kicking down his throat? I don't understand. Or is it so that he's got the ball and we know how to defend him rather than him coming off an attacking pass from another player, maybe? I don't know. But once again, we've given so many silly penalties away. And he's got space here now. And here he goes. Holding on. Halfpenny's got that. Oh. McLeod was taken out off the ball there. Glasgow looking a lot more confident here now. Oh, this is poor. Oh my good grief, come on. It's not looking good, this. It looks like they're going to get a score now. Yeah, they're making ground every charge here. And this is the difference. They're making ground. He's been held in. Blade Thompson's been held in. No way. Ref. Blade Thompson was grabbed into the ruck there. He's ready to defend on the edge of that ruck, and he's pulled into the ruck. And that leaves the hole for the prop to drive into. It was coming though. I'm not arguing with we were passive in defence all the way through, and we leaked the same sort of try last week against Munster. Blade Thompson was just pulled in the ruck there. He's looking and he can't believe it, look. But why isn't he making a bit more of just a request, either via the captain, to have a chat with this? And you're not gonna have Scottish TMO come in for that now, are you? You know. And even the commentators are not picking up on it. See if they show the replay now. What do you think, boys? See if they show this try again. Watch Blade Thompson. Yeah, McLeod had a clout earlier, look. So James Davis will be probably coming on here now. That doesn't look good, the way he's going about that. They haven't even shown the replay of the try. They're too bloody guilty. I don't blame them for not showing it either. We're last to the ball every time here as well. We seem to have switched off once again. That try was the mirror image of the try. You know the try that Munster scored when Marnie got red carded for going in on Jake Ball? That try Glasgow just scored was a mirror copy of the try Munster scored against us. For some reason, when we're in midfield, we seem to be able to make a hit and keep the gain line competitive. Once a team seems to get into our 22, they seem to just make yards at will. I don't understand. It's strange. So, it's not looking good, boys. We need to start playing. I'm really disappointed with the way we're starting this game. Starting this season. It's not, and I'm not on about results or giving a try away or anything. It's the way we're playing with ball. I don't mind like so much Glasgow scoring a try against us or whatever. It's the fact that we've had so much ball and we do nothing with it. We are clueless behind. Absolutely clueless. And I bring it back to, it would make a difference. There's no Sanjay, so it would make a difference. I would make the change. I'd put Halfpenny on the wing, maybe bring Tommy Rogers off, put Halfpenny on the wing and bring Patchell on a full-back to play as a second 5'8", to come into an attacking line as a second 5'8". Because we're going to work with what we've got, and that's what we've got. That's who's on the bench. We're going to change this at half time. I think Patchell's got to come on. And I think, to be honest, I don't want him as a direct replacement for Dan Jones. I don't think Dan Jones has done too much wrong. It's the whole play, the whole setup. The way we're set up is terrible. It's slow and ponderous. That's why we're getting turned over so easily. It's because defenders know what's going to happen and they're targeting the breakdown, they're targeting the jackal easily. They're isolating our ball carriers. Come on, boys. To be honest, I'd kick this. 10-3. Get points on the board here. 10-3. Make it a one-score game. Well, he's given it... No, that's the exact same thing that happened on the last scrum that he gave a Glasgow penalty for. What do you think, Scarlet fans? This is looking... It's not looking good, is it? The only positive I can draw from this is that we seem to be replicating the form that we had in the first 3 games under PVAC, where we lost the first 3 games, and that was against Munster, and we went on to win the league. I'm not saying that's going to happen now. All I'm on about is it's a positive that happened the last time we did this. So Lee Halfpenny with a kick at goal, just to the right hand side, quite far out. Looks good. He's missed it. Ah, shocking. It's, at the end of the day, it's not about the Halfpenny kicking or missing or whatever. There's far more telling problems with this team, with this squad, with this coaching staff. I'm not happy with it, with what I'm seeing. Nobody's mentioning as well, right? This is the strongest squad we've had in a long, long time. And that's a bit better. At least there's an attack from deep. How come Jake Ball can find a gap and our centres can't? That's better. That's better. Go on, Johnny. Go on, he's in. Oh, he's given that ball too early. He's not a great passer of the ball, is he, Johnny Williams? That against Toulon, Johnny Williams had chances to put a man away and he just doesn't. I don't think he knows how to do it. To give a scoring pass, to draw a man in. He gave that ball and Tommy Rogers had nothing he could do. Commit the man and give the pass as the tackle's coming in. They need to get more momentum as a penalty. Yeah, you could see it coming. Absolute shocking. There was 2 men going in behind that player. They weren't even attached to him. Who were they trying to clear out? It's ridiculous play. Watch this now. Where are they? They're not... That is shocking. they're not even looking to take the Glasgow player out. I don't understand what they're trying to ruck there. What are they doing? It was close that there was a player on the other side as well, but he only came through towards the end. And that's it. 10-0. It's not good, boys. We've got 40 minutes to score a try, otherwise that'll be 3 games we haven't scored a try for. Absolute shocking. I'm disappointed, boys, to say the least. I wasn't expecting miracles, but it's same old again, boys. I don't mean I'm a positive person, but I'm also a passionate Scarlet fan, and this isn't good enough. It's not good enough. We as Scarlet fans, we put up with, we're not the richest team in the world, but let's be honest. Let's mention that we are right now. We're the best funded team in Wales right now. We're one of the best funded teams in the Pro 14, and we're up there with some of the better teams in England when it comes to funding right now. We've got internationals too deep in most positions. This is inexcusable, boys. And I'd love to be able to tell you, it's all it's about settling new squad members in, blah, 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 about gelling the squad, blah, blah, blah. But these aren't fine little margins. These are glaring schoolboy errors that we're making. Schoolboy errors from a coaching point of view as well. I'm not happy, boys. I'm going to go make a cup of tea and I'm going to have a break. I'm going to leave you do the same. I'm going to come back in about 10 minutes. So, stay tuned. And I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes now with my cup of tea, and hopefully I'll have calmed down after that crap show that we've just watched for 40 minutes. Catch you in a bit. Okay, here we go. And I'm back. Got my cup of tea here. Oh, lovely. I had a jam croissant as well. I thought I needed cheering up after watching that absolute dirge of a performance from the Scarlets in the first half. Let's get back to the comments. Got a few extras. Let me turn this down. Bloody adverts. Shh. No, I should. Right. What have we got here? How can you come back from 10 points down when you don't even look as if you can score a try? Well, this is it. In some way, used or unknown, the fact that Munster gave away so many penalties, soft penalties as well, last week, and that Lee Halfpenny kept chipping them over and giving us that lead, that papered over these cracks, these frailties in our game, in that, if the penalties aren't going our way and we're not kicking them, and then we still can't score tries either, what have we got? It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not convinced with... I'm going to say it early on. I'm not saying Glenn Delaney out or starting any hashtag or anything like that, right? Sorry. But I'm not convinced. He has work to do to convince me. Because it's not like when Wayne Pivac came in, right? He went through a similar thing. It was a bit of a rough ride early on, and he struggled to get the Scarlet fans on board with what he was doing, right? And the players. And he had a big fallout with a lot of the players as well, if you remember. There was a lot of players left as soon as he came in. But through that, he managed to gain a core part of the squad who were behind him, right? He came in and was new. Glenn Delaney's been here a while, under Brad Moore. So, it's not like he's new to the players. It's not like he's got to implement any of his ideas that, I don't know. I'm not getting a good vibe when I'm watching this team. A team, whether you're talking about football or rugby or anything, they should reflect the identity of the coach. You see it and the identity here, I'm struggling to see. There's just nothing. There's just no... It's not even lower level rugby. If this was a lower level team, you'd look at them and you're like, oh, they're dreadful. And we are. You've got to call it as it is. Right now, this team, there's no one of them will go on to play for Wales. You can ask, let's ask that question then. How many of these are going to go on to play for Wales? They probably will. But on this performance that we're seeing from the last two games here now, from these internationals, right? Are these international players we're watching? It's poor, boys. It's really poor. And we're talking about basics. We're not even up against a good team. Munster last week weren't a great team. They weren't that great. They didn't have to do anything. And Glasgow today are not a great team. They're struggling for confidence themselves. But as the game is going on, they're getting more and more confident because they realise they're up against a team that's worse than them. So there's my rant from half time. Kick off about to start. Let's hope they can turn it around and start to play. Oh, Steph Evans fails to beat the first man. Looks to take the ball down. We haven't got a clue here, look. So disjointed. Gaps everywhere, Look at that. I said the gap is there, look. You could see the gap was there for him to run into. That chase was dreadful. Eye tackle. He's lucky to get away with that. I'm not impressed with Sione or Blade Thompson. I can't understand how these boys are in the team. They're bench players. Impact players off the bench, they should be. There's no way they are starters for me. We'll be lucky to get away with this without conceding something here. Oh, it's a forward pass. Well, he's got it anyway, James Davis. Well done. Oh, what are you doing, Dan Jones? The prop is right in front of you and you're acting as if he's not there. Puff. What do you think about that, boys? It's just like, what is it? This is it. We're not playing the opposition here. We are on like a robotic mode. We've had instructions from this is coaching. This is coaching because they are just following instructions from upstairs here. No matter what's in front of them, they are just doing. They're not playing what's in front of them. There's a prop in front of him there. Absolute shocking penalty. Yeah, you give it up, boys. Just give it up. This is shocking. Too many penalties here now. He's going to have a word with us here now. This isn't looking good for their winger. He's been dangerous so far, but we've given him a lot of space. We've made his life easy. Oh. And he's run into him, in fairness. Sam knows he's just stood there waiting to take the impact. Oh. Oh, he might be looking at a red here. This might be a red card here from that angle, to be honest. What do you think, boys? This isn't looking good, boys. Well, let's hope we can do a Munster now, and we'll be down on the scoreboard by two scores, and we'll have a red card, and we'll come back to win, just like Munster did. Let's see if we can do it. I think he'll give a yellow. There was no need to go that high. He could have gone much lower than that. Yep, red card. This is just absolutely shocking. Oh, and he has another go with the elbow on the floor. Red all day long. Red card all day long. I'm sorry. He's been a disappointment. Everybody lauded this signing. I'm not seeing what everybody else saw in this guy. I'm sorry, if you get 2 red cards for the Scarlets, right? You don't, you're not going to be a starter then. You are a squad player. You don't need used. He's acting surprised. That's a worry to me. That is a worry to me that he is actually acting bemused that that's a red card. It shows the mentality of the player there where it's not like if he was a monster of a player, for his size though, he doesn't put it about for me enough that in a clean way that you could maybe absorb the problems he brings. But he only brings his size and his bulk into play when it's foul play. He doesn't add much to, graft to the scrum, the maul. He does. You don't see much of what he does. This is shocking. I'm be honest with you. You've got two backup coaches there as well. Really, that I don't think they're. When you've got a squad like this, you need quality coaches. We're in a very similar situation here as to what the Ospreys were when they were the Galacticos. In that the Ospreys had all those world-class players, and you had Lynn Jones coaching them. This is going to be a rout, boys. This is going to be a rout. I'm worried, in that this is going to look. It's not going to be very good at all. That that tackle as well. That high tackle. There was literally no need for it. There was no. He had him covered. He was going to run into him. He was running into Lucy. The winger was. He'd caught the ball, and his momentum was taking him into the tackle anyway. There was no need to have done that. It's crazy. There's a try here. If we get out of this without conceding anything, it's crazy. He's gone a blindside move from Glasgow. Penalties just flowing, I'd be surprised if there's not a yellow card as well. Glasgow looking at pressure our line here. And they're getting close. It doesn't look as if they're going to be stopped. They're making yards every phase. Not once are we holding them up. He's made another yard there. They're less than a yard short now. Next phase they should be over. Penalty coming for offside. We're having a final warning here. So, user unknown says Lucy's discipline hasn't improved since his first red. This is the thing, it hasn't. Even in the games where he hasn't had a card or anything like that, he's still been a bit of a liability. I don't know. I've got a question. A lot of the signings we're making, you've got to question what's going on. Maybe it's because we've had a lot of changing in coaches over the last 3-4 years. We've had 2 or 3 changes in coaching staff. So, and amongst that, the club are trying to make signings, and you got to ask questions like who's wanted these signings, because clearly they're not fitting in. They don't fit in with our style. They don't fit in with our ethos. They don't fit in with, I don't know, because that Sam Lucy was supposed to be like, great big ball carrying all around the park, and then we don't see it from him. Same with Blade Thompson. Everybody said, he likes to sit out wide and all that. Look, he's a forward at the end of the day. Let's get him doing some forward things first and foremost. Blade Thompson feeling it again. Yeah, is he going off? Yeah, he's going off. Has he ever completed a game for us? I don't think he ever has, Blade Thompson. We are light here. We don't look like we could affect this situation. When teams get near our line, we're back in that situation we were a couple of years ago. When teams get near our line, we don't look like we can. Yeah, he's going to get over. Is he? He's got it. He's got it. And it's absolute shocking. So what can you do? User unknown says, I actually think Lucy is a useful player. He has some very nice offloading ability, and under the 2017 team, he'd have fitted in perfectly. I agree. However, we aren't playing like that now, and this is it. That's why I'm questioning exactly. I am questioning who made this signing, because the way that Glenn Delaney wants to play, he wants us to play almost like a Wasps. You know the way Wasps would play? quite static, quite sort of like a domination game, and we are showing signs like in certain areas with set piece and things like that. But once the game speeds up a bit, then we're being left behind, and it's just that was the part of the game the Scarlets were always good at. We would be well, we'd love it if a team, if you look back years ago, right, when we went to Toulouse and we were down points, but teams were wanted to play rugby against us. When Munster and Leinster have played rugby against us, those are the games we do well in. Because we love that sort of game, naturally. Right now, under this coach, we look very, very vulnerable. This is poor, boys. We don't look to have any answers at all. Yeah, I mean, going back to your comment, user no, yeah, he's almost like a pound shop Matoalu, you know what I mean? Or what's the one? He's on the bench for Glasgow, isn't he? I mean, if he's going to come on later, they'll bring him on now because game is written for him. Someone like him now. Finally, Jake Ball gets two hands on a line-out ball. Oh, shocking. We know every time, right? We're either not able to hold the ball up long enough for support to get with us, or we can't get the ball down because they're holding us up. They seem to just Nakarawa, sorry, that's the one, yes. Is he there, or did he go to France? He's still in France. I can't remember because he swapped around a lot with teams, didn't he? Did he go back to Glasgow? Perhaps I've read wrong the name that I thought he was on the bench. But he's that. I mean, but my point being, whether he's there or not, but is about Sam Lucy. He's that sort of player, and he likes to put the ball in one hand and play a bit of basketball. And he is an athletic player, but he just, like you said, we don't play like that anymore now. We've signed other players like Kasim and Sione in the back row. And when they're not players that want to play rugby. Oh, look at this. It's shocking, boys. This is going to be a hard watch. How long's left? 30 minutes left. Yeah, I thought he'd come back to them. Because I forget which French team he went to now. Was it Montpellier? Maybe Montpellier, I think he went to. I mean, this is going to be a hard half an hour watch, boys. I'm going to need you boys with me to suffer this with me. This is shocking. This is hard viewing. And the thing is, right, it's not even like you can say Sam Lucy getting sent off has cost us the game. We were nowhere near getting into this game anyway, even with 15 men. It's just that 14 is just, in fairness, it might actually focus us at least a little bit more. Good tackle by Cowder. They do look as if they want to try a bit harder now. But it's inevitable when you're a man down so early in the game, with so much time left to play, it's going to cost us. And they need to use their substitutions better now. But this is the problem now with we were a forward light on the bench. No Kasim. It's good to see Patchell on. This is better. He wasn't held there. He could get up. He's off his feet there. He dived straight in off his feet. That better not be one of their backs there. Oh, shocking. Shocking, boys. Not even under pressure. This is poor skills. Scrum half, an international scrum half to an international outside half, and the pass goes behind him. No, I tell you what, boys. Like, Kieran Hardy on. Kieran Hardy's got to come on here. I mean, that's the best bit of rugby, though. In those couple of phases, that's the best bit of rugby we played in 2 games, and we're down to 14 men. When was the last time we went 3 games without a try? I know, I can't remember, to be honest. I don't remember one game. Apart from this little like run that we're on now. I'm on about like throughout the years. I don't know. I mean, even when we've been absolutely trounced, we've always brought something to the table and scored a memorable try, and someone shown up though, a bit of class, and scored a cracking try, length of the field or something like that. We've always had that ability. It's going to be a penalty, yeah. I mean, what can you do? It's interesting that they haven't got the forwards on the bench, have they? They've gone light on the bench with the forwards. So, and it's come back to bite them in the arse now. And we've replaced the 2 boys we've brought on in the pack, Rawlins and Cubby, are 2 light forwards. They're light compared to backs, right? There are backs on that pitch heavier than them. Glasgow with a kick. Looks good. And it is just 20-0. The comeback starts now. Oh, shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. I feel it. I know what Mark Gobridge feels like. Trying to commentate on the team you love. Now that's the change I would have made. That was the change I wanted made, and I'm glad he's made it. Kieran Hardy's got just a bit more classy threat about him, a bit more play about him. Good tackle. They're holding us into the rucks all the time, and we need to be fighting them to get them off us. That's how they scored that try. They pulled Blade Thompson into the ruck, and he was happy to do it. He was happy to be pulled into that ruck as well. He didn't fight for it. He didn't try and wrestle free and make it obvious to the referee that he's being pulled in from a defensive situation, from a defensive position. He was being pulled into that ruck to create the hole for the prop to run through. I hate using the cliche of being more streetwise, but come on, it's Blade Thompson. He should be streetwise to that, surely. Does anybody else know? Obviously, user unknown has asked the question. When was the last time the Scarlets went 3 games without scoring a try? Like I said, I can't think of 1 or 2, let alone 3. So Ken on. I mean, these are the changes we would have made anyway, I think, to be honest. That's better. And where's Johnny Williams been all game? With those sorts of runs. The passing's miles better there now from Kieran Hardy. Patchell having a little snipe, keeping defences a bit more honest there. Get him off there. He's offside, ref. Come on. That's a better run. Sione Calamafoni missed good yards. We're behind you. Come on, Steph. That's it. Well done, Steph. Keep hold of that ball. Keep hold of the ball. It's, surely if there's a ruck called, there's hands in that ruck. This is better. Get with him. There's nobody with him. Finally. Well done, Steph. Go on, Steph. That's offside. Yellow card, ref. Two penalties in a row. Blatant professional fouls. Oh, and my feed has gone down. It's back up and running. Oof, that was close. I thought I'd lost my feed then for the game. I got a little tip for you as well if any of you got Premier Sports. I'll just let this play out now. Play on, play out. And then I'll discuss it with you guys. It's just something I found out. I thought I'd share it with you. So Ken with the put in. It's better. I mean, look at this. We're a man down. We're playing like... And we're dominating them here. Go on, Scarlets. Get with him, boys. They were just... No interferes has stopped and players carrying on. We're walking around as if it's not our job, like, to be alert. What? No, if he picks up and drives now, there's nobody to go with them. Go on, Sams. Go on, Sams. Try on his 150th. Well done, Samson, boy. Well, we needed that. Because that's what we've got to hope for here now is to make the score respectable, show a bit of the improvement, show a bit of guts. Lovely try, Sams. That's is that his second? No, the other try he had was in the Dragons game, and that officially was last season, even though it was only a few weeks ago. But yeah, he's fine. Because that has been one thing. He hasn't scored a lot of tries really close in. He's always been an excellent scrummager and decent, underrated around the park as well. Good hands with him. But I'm chuffed for Sams there. Showing a bit of Turk fight. So, right. What I was going to say was, regarding if any of you have got Premier Sports, if you go to cancel it, if you go into the settings and you go to cancel it, they'll offer you a discount. So say you're paying, I think it's $11.99 a month that they charge you, yeah? If you go into the settings and try to cancel it, they'll offer it to you for $6.99 a month. A lot of people already know that, but I thought I'd share that with you. But then, if you still try to cancel again, they offer another discount to you of $2.99 a month. So if you've got Premier Sports and you're paying $11.99 a month, go to cancel it, they'll offer it to you for $5.99 a month, and say, no, I still don't want it, and go to cancel it again, and then say, well, how about $2.99 a month? And then you just click that, and I think you have it for like 3 months. So it's quite a big saving. Quite a big saving, isn't it? So I thought I'd share that with you for those of you who don't know. You might already know about it, but I just found it out by accident because they've sly as well. There was a bit of a glitch with last week. I couldn't sign in. So I started one up with a different email address, and then when I looked at my bank account, they were taking 2 lots out. So I went to cancel one of them, and that's when they offered me the 2 discounts. So that's when I found out. So I thought, all right, I will cancel one of them, but I'll also then go to cancel my main one, which they offered me the double discount on. So they'll discount it once, cancel it again, they'll discount it again, so you'll drop from $11.99 a month down to $2.99 a month for 3 months. So, and that's all I ask in return for that information, boys, is drop a follow on and a subscribe on both my Hot Mic. If you haven't downloaded Hot Mic, there's a link in the descriptions, or my channel, or on my email, on my Twitter. Oh, we got to defend better here. It's not good. Good tackle, Steph. Holding on. Oh, we really need to defend this. Come on, boys, hold them out. Well done, Ken. Good tackle. Oh. Good tackle again, well done. Look, they're doing it again. They're going in front of our defenceman. Well, it's a knock on anyway, but it's a penalty. They're obstructing again. It's like watching Munster from 2008. Yeah? Oh, don't you moan about that, pal. Chops in a way. Watch the way they're taking runners on. I mean, you're playing against 14 men. Surely you don't have to resort to Munster 2008 tactics. Flipping heck. Anyway, right, what we got? There's another comment here from user unknown. I can't wait for a fit patch. His running threat means teams can't just drift and defend us too easy. Exactly. At the same time, looking at who we've got available, I do like the Dan Jones at 10, patch at 15, but you got to admit then, that was good in a system under PVAC where he was playing that way, where you had Tyburn, you had Barkley, you had all those players that were ball players and runners. You know what I mean? But like I said, with the way that the coaching is trying to implement their style on this team, come on now, boys, keep that scrum going tidy. Good kick. Let's just hold into this game now, steady the ship here, and maybe just claw away at something when we get a chance. Well, we needed that try. At least we've scored a try and we've not had that dreaded 3-game run without the try. He's out the mall there. They're struggling here now. He's just... Oh, well done. Well done. I was going to say, right, there's 3 Glasgow players just flew in off their feet there to try and get that ball. But fair play to Cubby, he's turned that over. I'm not sure he was on his feet, mind. He looked like he was on the floor when he won the ball. Oh, there's a chip over here. Oh, well done, Tommy Rogers. Well tidied up. Get with him then, boys. He's offside there. Get him out of there. Come on, Steph. That's better. At least we're running hard at gaps now. Excellent. It was a high tackle, not rolling away as well. When you run at pace, at gaps, defences they can't control it. They just have to scrag the tackle rather than making a hit. Look at this. Scrag tackles. That's when they make mistakes. That's when they're pulled out of position. When we're running straight at men, square on, the defence has just got to hold there, and they don't move. And the next phase then, our attack is running against a full defence. Patchell there, Steph, offloading out the tackle as well. This is much better we're playing, and we've got 40 men. It tells a lot about what Sam Lewis was offering to this team. But you could say the same about Peter Amani for Munster. Oh, lost throw. Oh, it was a dodgy pass back though. And they've chosen the kick, which has let us off the hook a bit. Oh, it's all on. Yes, well done, Johnny Williams, boy. Get with him. And we need a kick. We need a territory kick here. Oh, what are we doing? We need a kick here down into territory. Oh, we got the penalty coming. Now we'll get the territory. Take the kick. Boys, just take the kick. Yeah. Oh, time off. Warning. Red card, ref. Well, at least he's warning them like he warned us. You know what's going to happen now, though, innit? We've had a warning, they've had a warning. We'll give the next penalty away and get a yellow card. You watch. Sebastian's on for Samson. So we're playing in open play. We're going to be playing with 13.5 men because it's like he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't offer much in the loose, does he? Not the most mobile of props. Oh, this isn't looking good for Steph. When he's strapping him up, so it looks like he's going to carry on. So just to go back while we've got this while we're waiting for the Scarlets to form this line out, T Westy was asking earlier on about other games, Welsh games, that if I could stream them. So if I was to stream non-Scarlet games, you'd be would you be interested in watching that as well? Because I'm up for doing it. I just didn't think there'd be much of a call for it, that's all. And also, if oh, hang on a second. Wait for this phase here. If we can get another score here, we are in this game. And Glasgow are going to be... Oh, we got a penalty coming. I tell you what, no, if we get another score here, Glasgow are going to be in the same mind frame as what we were against Munster, in that they've had a lead, they're playing against 14 men, and they've switched off. Here we go. We're dominating this game. And the ref is starting to give us a few penalties here as well, to make a game out of it. There's hands in the ruck there, ref. Lovely. He's given the penalty. Come on, Scarlets. Oh, why did he pick that path to drive in there? He's isolated. Oh, it's a yellow card. He's just given them a warning. In fairness, that's very good refereeing. He did just warn them, and he's stuck to his word. Because so often you see that where refs give warnings, and the game is over before they even give a yellow card. We've gone quick! What? He's stolen it? No way! Good tackle. Oh, Tommy Rogers is having a great game, in fairness. And here we go, the game's opening up, and this is actually, despite us being down to 14 men, it is actually suiting us. Oh, don't let it go. No! No. That'll do for now. Well, we're going to play it out. So we're down to 13 in the moment, but Glasgow down to 14 at least. So it's 14 against 14, and Glasgow trying to open the game up. Thinking that they, as if they've still got an extra man. Suiting us, but that's criminal there. How we lost that ball. We've taken that quick penalty. What's happened here? Ken's gone in. There's no arms in that tackle. Ref, they've knocked him, and TMO has got to come in there. TMO's got to come in there. There's no arms in that tackle. There's no arms in that tackle, boys. I mean, am I just making this up, what I'm seeing here, or what? There's no arms in that tackle on Ken. Exactly the same as what happened for Sam Lucy. Let's have a look at this. Look at that. There's no arms in that tackle. And oh my God. Sean Hawley, shut up. Shut up now. Shut your stupid jack mouth. An accidental arm. Shut up, Sean Hawley. That is a card. It's got at least a yellow card. He's played on. Shocking. Absolute shocking. For Sean Hawley to say that's an accident, that's better. Come on, get going. That was close to being called a mauler. Come on, Patch. Go on. We haven't seen much of Foxy attacking. Look after that ball. Lovely play. Oh! Drifted forward. Unlucky. Quality work, Speedy. Got to run off to it. Nice one. No worries, pal. See you next time. Let me know what... you can always send me a tweet. Or if you want to send a reaction, video reaction, and private message me on Twitter. And if anybody wants to do that after the game as your reactions, I'll knit them all together in a video, in a fan's reaction video, and I'll put it up on my channel. So if anybody out there wants to do that, I'll be doing that. I'll do that for them, but it depends if I get any responses. I would like you all to, if you want to, send a little video response via private message, okay? But take care, enjoy your food, pal. I don't know how you can think about food at a time like this, mind. I had mine at half time. My croissant. I tell you, at least you got to ask questions. Why, how come? Well, look at this late tackle here and high. TMO's looking at it. Right. Oh, we're going to check this. Now then. You should have checked the last one against Ken. And they, this is what annoys me about like TMO in rugby and VAR in football. You get occasions where something's happened and they don't check it. And you're like, well, if it's there, all right, fans moan, but fans moan anyway. At least if there's something to check, check it. And at least the Scottish TMO has drawn attention to this, which fair play to them, because so much of the time you think, they're a bit corrupt, like. Fair play. No, I agree with that, ref. Fair play. In fairness, the referee has had a good game. I've got no arguments with the refereeing performance in this game. And I would agree that that is a yellow. Where's he going? Hang on a second. He's given that player a yellow card and then he's gone back on the pitch. Oh, he's the captain. All right. He was the captain telling him. Right. I thought for a minute that was the player he was carding and the player just walked back into the play. Right. Come on then. I mean, we got momentum here. There's a bonus point to be won at least here. We'll come out of it with something to work with at least. Come on, keep it in. Yes, well done, another advantage. It's got to be another card. He's warned them once, there's got to be another card. Because this is even play here now. Come on, boys, man. Yes, well done. Let go of the ball then, ref. He's slowing that ball down. Let go of it. They got to have another card here soon. One more penalty, there's got to be another card. Because they've had 2 yellow cards for constant infringements and foul play. Glasgow are a team that, as soon as you start to have a go at them, they disintegrate. Their discipline disintegrates. I think, he's having another chat now with this captain. He's just had one chat and given him a yellow card and then another yellow card as soon as that yellow card came. And now he's chatting with him again and giving him another warning. How many chats do they get? They are. One more penalty. We need to go for the juggler here. Not just to hold it in the maul, go for the try. But not only that, if they will get another penalty here, then Glasgow are going to be down to 13. Set. Well, the lineup's a lot better. Come on. Well, he's come through on the wrong side there. Shocking. I didn't like the way they came through there. They didn't look as if they were always bound. They looked like they swam across there. They swam up the side and around. But it's naive play by us as well. Why are they being allowed to? They should be bound in there. They shouldn't be. Look at the way they've come through on him here. Watch this, look. He's let go there to swim up. He's let go of that player. Look, he's let go of the maul to come up offside. No chance. Referee. Well, at least there's been a bit of excitement. They've given us a bit of fight. And in fairness, this second half, the scoreline flatters Glasgow a bit. I think, there's 6 minutes left. It's not looking good. We need a bonus point is on. The bonus point is on. If we can get another score. Good tackle. Well done, Patch. Double tackle there. Yes! Well done. Corner. In a corner. No, don't you dare take that quickly. Oh, I thought he was going to take it quickly. Yeah. Flipping heck. Right, come on. Get a penalty, and be a bit more tidier with this blooming maul, Oh, shocking. Shocking, boys. You know, we've done all the hard work to get ourselves in a position to get into this game again, when it looked like this game was like going to be an absolute roasting for us. And credit to the boys, they've hung in there, right? But it's so frustrating when you see them doing the harder parts, and then the simple parts they fall apart on. You know? Shocking. It's better. Oh. Oh, boys. Well, it's ended up in our hands. Come on, Steph. What can you do, pal? What can you do, pal? Go on, Steph. Just go for the line. Go for the line. Yeah, she get it. Ah, I think he dropped it, did he? Go upstairs. I think he's dropped that. I think he dropped that. But he had no choice. He thought, right, there's nothing else on. I've got to go for it. He should have... Oh, no, he's dropped it. Unlucky, boys. And, you know, they fine margins like this. But look, we've been the better side in the second half. By far. And, I will give credit to that. A much more improved second half. It's just a shame about that red card. I don't think, Sam Lucy, well, he'll be banned now. And let's hope he's not like Peter O'Mahony. What do you think about that, boys, with the Peter O'Mahony being released to play? Well, Glasgow's hanging on here. Halfpenny with a break. Come on, boys. Get something. Oh, lovely break by Patch. Come on, Foxy. Go on. Oh, too early giving the pass to him. What are you doing? Good play, though. Good play. Let's set it up now. This is more like a Scarlets. No, interception. Shocking. Steph, look at the running with Steph. Fair play. Good fitness from Steph. He's been involved with a lot of things that we've been doing these last couple of minutes. It's a shame, but... I'll be honest with you, like both Johnny Williams and Jonathan Davis, every time they've had a half break and it's been on to take and give, they've just given Tommy Rogers, and it's both times it was for Tommy Rogers. They've given him piss poor ball, absolute terrible pass, in that they've basically allowed two men to filter out and drift out to cover him. And he's just had to run and hard and take the tackle. Oh, look at this now in defence. Well done, James Davis. At least he's managed to disrupt it and slow it down. So there's a minute left. And Glasgow got the ball just where they need to be. That's a knock on. Knock on. Should have been a penalty because the man in front was scrambling it back. Should have been a penalty. That is the problem. I mean, with this graphic, I didn't realise that, of course, they were down to 13 men at some point. But... ...14 versus 13 for about 15 minutes of game time in their 22, and we can't score. It's shocking. I agree. We looked more like scoring, I will give it that. But inevitably crucial. And I tell you, the problem is Johnny Williams and Foxy. They're ability to give a scoring pass, or give a pass into space at least, so that the wingers got something to do. You know, our wingers are not getting good ball at all. Well, we got a scrum penalty. And we're going for, because we're playing for the bonus point here now, aren't we? This is crazy. We need a line out to go well, which, looking at how they've been going all game, I wouldn't hold my breath. But I can't believe that it didn't look straight. Nice play. That's better. Oh, Halfpenny. These are the places where, Halfpenny doesn't... I don't know where the scrum cap's on him, and he's just got no vision. When he's running ball back, he's got no outward vision to what's outside him and who he can bring into play. It's always just running down a blind alley and resetting it. And that's not how we play. You know what I mean? I don't mean to say it's wrong to do it. He's being tackled without the ball there, ref. Oh, it's scrappy play. And we're going to put him down. Oh, he's going to kick it out, isn't he? Well, that's it. I'd like to say unlucky Scarlets. It's a slight improvement in the second half, but as user known pointed out there, it was 14 versus 13. You know, it's not like, they've done the hard work playing 14 against 15 to be able to get back into the game, put them under pressure that they got 2 yellow cards, right? The ref was doing everything everything that we could have asked of that ref, he did for us. He gave the yellow cards to them. He allowed us the momentum to be able to get back into that game. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, boys. Well, it's an entertaining game. It's also a frustrating game. I can't tell. I mean, I took more out of this game. At least we scored tries. We looked more like scoring tries in that second half. But as has been pointed out, yeah, it's against 13 men. The question marks are appearing over this coaching team of the Scarlets. They'll get time and they'll get support from all of us, I'm sure. But eyebrows are being raised as to what really is going on. How can this team go? Is it because they're trying to implement a lot of different things and the team is struggling to take it all in and gel with it? Or is it just that, is this coaching staff that naive that they think they can implement a more conservative style on a Scarlets team and fans be happy with it? Because I tell you, if you're taking away from the way we play, then you better be winning. Because Scarlet fans go to Scarlet games for one main reason, and that is to watch Scarlets play this unique brand of rugby, and it's respected throughout the world. It's one of the things that makes it is a typical Welsh style, but I don't know. We seem to be wanting. We seem to think that everybody else does things better when we do things better than other people. We need to believe in ourselves, in what we stand for as a rugby side and as and our identity. Our identity means and stands for far more than most other 2-bit rugby clubs, and it served us well all these years. And for some reason, we seem to be going away from it, and it's clearly not working. Foxy looks dreadful with ball in hand. he doesn't look like he knows what he wants to do. And when he's giving up, I mean, it's one of the most basic skills for a centre, is when you're attacking and you got that ball in your hand, no matter what you want to do, if you've got to be aware of who's around you, who's outside you, and how to put them into space, And we can't do it. Johnny Williams doesn't seem to be able to do it. It was his big problem against Toulouse. Johnny Williams had loads of times where he had the ball and he had men outside him, and he just needed to draw a man and give the pass and put the man into space. It's basic schoolboy stuff. And both of them are playing as if they've never been able to do it in their lives before. Is it being coached out to them? But even because they're not passing when it's on, and they're taking it into ground, taking it into contact, and they're getting isolated, and we're getting pinged every time. It's not on, boys. It's not on. That was a poor performance. I'm going to leave it there. Glenn Delaney's got he's got a lot of work ahead of him here. I think this is a far bigger job than he thought it would be. Yes, watching Johnny Williams makes you miss Regan King. Exactly. I mean, there you go, right? Why he should have been involved. Regan King, Dwayne Peel, these guys, right? I'm all for. I don't mind. People say jobs for the boys. I'm not one of those people. I want promotion from within sometimes, but it's got to be the right people. They've got to be offering something. Very much, when people are saying similar with Liverpool, with Steven Gerrard and things like that. You look at Ollie at Man United. You can't just put someone there because they're the next player. But at the same time, if they got something about them that was different to all other people, and both people like Dwayne Peel and Regan King, as suggested there, user unknown says, these guys had something that no other coach can coach. And if you could sort of develop them as a coach to be able to coach their skills to these boys and a team, I'm not on about them taking charge. I'm on about as just coaches in the background, skills coaches. Because we're desperately lacking skills here. And these are basic skills that Scarlets, Llanelli and West Walian schoolboys grow up with, and there's no excuse because Foxy's come through that, through all that. Alongside Cubby, they've played, they know how to play rugby. I don't understand what, there seems to be something stifling them from doing the basics that our boys grow up being able to do, alongside the likes of New Zealand and French players. In that it's taken as a given that our boys grow up with the instinct of knowing how to pass, run, open space up for another player, without even having to think about it. It's instinct. Somehow, Glenn Delaney has managed to coach all of that instinct out of this team. Right, user unknown is off for food. Till next time, let me know when next, what do you want me to do? I might try and get out on the motorbike on Tuesday and give like a reaction to this and to the last few games as to what's happening at the Scarlets. But till then, I'm going to knock it on the head there as well, guys. I thank you all for joining, and please drop a like, drop a follow, drop a share. Download the app for Hot Mic as well if you haven't already. There's going to be a few promotions on Hot Mic. That's why I'm trying to send you towards Hot Mic. We've got a few sponsors coming through, and there's going to be some good deals regarding sports stops and stuff like that coming through. I should have more details about that during the next week or so, but keep your eyes peeled. And I don't know what the next game will be, but once I sort it out, I'll let you know a bit earlier as well during the week. Right, I'm going. Take care, guys. I'm sorry we couldn't have a win, but let's hope onwards and upwards, innit? We'll stay positive. So take care, boys. Ta-ra.